Welcome back, guys. This is game number 2 in the finals of Group C. Before the introductions, I do have a small request to make of chat. Nope, you don't strike that. This is a big request, guys. I know sometimes weird stuff happens and your favorite player can make some dumb moves, but, you know, it hardly makes TLO a noob. Questionable decisions are made all the time on pros. If we start seeing a lot of player slander in chat, quite frankly, you're just going to get timed out. Rarely do we issue actual bans, unless it's usually a misclick. But guys, please, come on. We're here to enjoy the games. We're not here to shit on players. These guys were kind enough to take part in our tournament in the first place, and they have my personal gratitude for doing that much. I hope you guys can enjoy the games from this point on. Spawning here on the leftmost side of Catalina, though, it is going to be the blue Terran player from Root Gaming, Supernova, leading 1-0.
The bottom right, as the red Zerg, it is Liquid TLO.
Alright, so I think there was a couple things that made us question that last game, but yeah, I do want to remind you guys, the first time these two fought, TLO not only came out victorious, but victorious, he also came out victorious off of the back end of a, out of a loss. But Supernova is going to be starting this off a little bit odd. I'm not sure I love the barracks placement for this 11-11.
Proxy in quotations.
Right, like this is big quotes. This is, I look at this location, the first thing I think of is he's really worried about this failing, so they can bring it back faster. That's the one thing I can think about trying to put it out like this, because I mean you guys can comfortably put them around certain locations here in the pillars, because Overlord scouts will never go over top of these particular locations. Not usually, because of course you're going straight to the bases. You're looking for exactly where your opponent spawns from.
Yeah, exactly. There's actually no situation where you should go over the exact middle, right?
No,
anyways,
maybe a drone
yeah.
scout, but that's it.
Right,
if you get
yeah.
drone scouted, you're gonna see these barracks anyway. So that's why I'm sitting there with the question.
Right? Yeah, okay. I don't know. Maybe he didn't want to cover our nice little logo on the octopus, and he was a really nice guy about it. But it was an 11-11, right? Like that's 11-11 is not like, well, maybe this will fail. Let me just bring it back a little. No, it's dedicated T-Rex.
Okay, so we talked about the way this went last time. It went really poorly. I've seen a lot of different ways to handle this. I think one of the big differences, this is a map though where it is going to be a little bit hard to get that bunker down. You can't triple bunker off the front like you can on, say, Polar Night once upon a time. But TLO is going to see this coming. There's already Marines out though, so unless he pulls more drones, he can't really deal with it too efficiently. Spine cars will probably start up here as quick as possible. Doesn't have a lot of money to work with right now, but one of the key things is getting the queen out of the natural. I like this a lot. If you gotta lose this base, you gotta lose this base. You can recover off a game like this. I bring you back to like the a lot of other T-Rex series we've seen. You know, Jaedong didn't win his series, but damn if that game wasn't insane. But if you get this queen out, the idea is you pop down a creep tumor somewhere safe in the back. The Marines aren't able to snipe it. At least you've got creep to work with. It'll give you speed bonus. It'll give you a little bit of area to put your spine cars down, and actually drives the Marines back for a moment. Is that bunker not in range?
Doesn't look like it.
That's kind of crazy, but he's going ham with this zombie grub. This is a huge dedication. I don't believe that's a full wall off. There's still room to go into that one bunker slot, but this is dedication and then some, trying to make sure this base goes down. Last time we saw him go really light with this. This is going really heavy with make sure this goes down. TLO's getting ready to Banley bust through this too, by the way.
So when we saw Jaedong, it was on merry-go-round, but you know, whatever. Merry-go-round, Catalina. He actually overdedicated, remember? Like, he got 5 bunkers, 6 bunkers maybe even, like with a couple of salvages. Dude, that was totally the hatchery.
No, that was the broodling.
That was so quickly.
You can't go off on building or on buildings, yeah. But okay, a little bit of an odd way to start here for Supernova, but this is kind of what I was talking about. He brings the barracks back, so I mean, it's a weird spot to put it, but I think if you put what Raxes in a one depot, you'll fully wall off the front.
Not one depot. Gotta be 2.
Well, sorry, I meant a third Rax.
Yeah, a third Rax, yeah, also as well.
TLO. I don't think the spine's actually gonna be in range where it is.
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
Well, they hit that one bunker, but not the southern one.
Well, now it is. Probably take them both, and that'll be nice. That means TLO can probably just run through here rather than building Baneleys.
That would be nice, but the Baneleys. I think the idea were to bust through what would be a depot wall over here, but it's not. It's a big barracks wall off.
Yeah.
The bunker knows you can't hold on to it. So I mean, this is kind of the big thing, guys. Like, I think you need to get a. Is that a full wall off? No way. That is a full wall off by the looks of it.
Yeah.
I thought you would need one depot over here on the top side, but I think it's not. Okay, so he'll slowly clean this up. He's going so circling heavy. The problem is, guys, you can't really banling bust barracks walls. Oh, the queen, why? TLO, why?
That was misclick and a half.
Yeah. Okay, so he gets this round. He'll kill these bunkers. By the way, this is what last game should have looked like. I'm just saying. No shots fired, but I mean, legitimately, like, this is how it should have gone. But yeah, he's gonna run across the map. He knows exactly where his opponent is. He sees the barracks wall off, maybe. Yeah. So I don't know. The thing is, banlings. You only need about 6 to go through supply depots, right? You're gonna need way more. All right, TLO's actually gonna go for way more.
Yeah, you can bust down. You know, you don't believe enough, Rifkin. You didn't believe in my queen strategy. You thought you couldn't break a wall with bunker or with.
Okay, this is where I get scared for this, because if he's even one banling shy, SCV's repair.
15 should definitely be enough.
Okay, so get some of the hits with those.
Unless he like
back.
spreads them all, that would be.
All right, he gets the barracks. Tries to put down something immediately. By the way, Supernova was such fast timing, but TLO is going to get in here with those lings. There's a bunker on the high ground though. The barracks are lifting up. He's going to need more banlings if he wants to bust this secondary wall. Realizing this starts morphing.
He's running out of. He doesn't have enough gas. I mean 6. That's what you said. You even said it.
Doesn't have enough wood. He's gonna build a barracks wall behind this. Oh, so sick. I mean, I've got to like hurt him for TLO because he needs to go back, but there's a tank coming out. This isn't gonna work. He didn't take a hatchery behind this. This was all in, sadly.
Oh, wow. I guess they needed the minerals to build the banelings. I'm usually thinking about the gas and the minerals, but yeah, I thought he threw it down. Did not. Now throwing it down, realizing maybe this doesn't work. And you know, I would actually prefer it if he kind of didn't go for this. You know, kept a little bit of a contain going on because obviously that didn't work.
Break it. Doesn't break it. Actually, it's the tank. I think the tank got the killing blow on the supply.
Okay, he technically broke it, but you know, whatever.
It doesn't matter because he can't follow through. Like, even if those lings run up that ramp and run through the depot, the tank kills most of them because those barracks were walling that off as well.
There's 2 starports making. What's up with that?
Double starport? Oh, okay, cancels one. I thought maybe, I guess maybe he was thinking double banshees because it would be heavy all in. But
I was actually maybe. I was also wondering if he was trying to go for blue flame Hellion, and he accidentally put a starport instead of the factory. But
I really wish TLO had taken this. I mean, I understand the mentality of what was going on here, guys. A lot of the times, a counter banling bust does win you the game. You know, other than Supernova, Empire Cass. Well, sorry, not Empire. Sorry, it says that for years. Cass was the only other player I know that would really go super barracks heavy like this for a wall off. Because a lot of times it is just a couple depots at the top of your ramp. Your barracks are barely floating home in time. I mean, TLO made the right choice for what would be standard, but once again, Supernova, he plays the game a little bit differently than most, and it's hardly standard. That's really disheartening because that did not work out for him at all. And with the 2 tanks for defense, I mean, there's no follow-up all in. There's no roach bust all in. There's no roach banling all in. I mean, he has to try and macro behind this. Gets a little bit supply blocked with that Viking sniping off the Overlord too. I mean, this...
Here's one thing though, is that Supernova doesn't actually have an attack to hit, and he is going mech, so that's even going to further push back his attack.
You know what?
TLO...
The Muslim did this. You remember he almost lost?
Oh, right, because the guy went fast Muta as a response instead of this banling bust.
So guys, there's a match we cast actually for the WCS EU qualifiers last season, not this season. The Muslim was doing a lot of 2 racks. Okay, cool, whatever. It was Frost. He actually beat his opponent back, kind of like what we see here. You know, natural base was killed, blah, blah, blah. But he almost lost the game because he chose to go mech. I mean, it's so frustrating how difficult it is to play mech that you could actually be ahead and still almost lose a game. It's Supernova's choice. He might be able to play this out okay because he does play the more Korean aggressive style, but TLO right now taking some damage from these Banshees. That's not going to stop anytime soon. Poke.
And the layer is not done yet. TLO had no idea this was coming, which is so surprising because I really do feel like a common follow-up to 2 racks is the Banshees to make sure that you don't get contained. It's going to be your only scouting unless you want to waste a lot of scans. I think it's a great follow-up, and TLO, not quite thinking about it. You know, too busy thinking, I need drones, I need economy, I need money.
Lings are going across the map, but he needs those at home. Hellbats are coming. Zombie, this is looking real bad for our European Zerg.
If he could get some roaches somehow, but there's no roach for it. No.
I had high hopes. I had faith. I believed.
All I needed was like 4 roaches. You know, like how this exactly happened to Jaedong versus Journey. Remember he attacked with the Banshee and the Hellions, and Jaedong just barely held on. But he had roaches.
You know what? This is less about like the hype for like the big one tournament. We should just call this like the horror story. It's like
well,
the same
okay.
ghost kills people every time they go to the Banshee. But like,
Jadong.
Terran strats.
TLO does clean this up, as Jadong did. Still no roaches on the way, though, and he will need roaches. I mean, maybe that attack gets cleaned up, that's great, but he needs roaches for the Supernova's next attack, the big one. The big attack.
Hey, there you go. That's what we should call the tournament. Another Banshee's gonna come here. This is the nuisance of Banshees, guys.
So annoying!
Yeah,
Please,
just
Banshee.
the hold position works so well. TLO tries to go for a counter tap on top of the Thors. I mean, Lings versus Thors are actually really great, but the tanks are there to cover. The Banshees are back at home, and siege tanks obliterating these. Well, actually killing some SCVs, so kind of almost hurts more than helps.
Yeah. That little tiny attack, even though it got cleaned up, it stopped TLO from droning and very anticlimactic GG. But Supernova for the revenge of the first match of the day.
I mean, I like that he got into the point where, you know, he was getting to the fourth. His eyes were on the late game, but too late. That hatchery at the natural needed to come down much sooner, I think is what a lot of this boiled down to. But, like I said, that wasn't a poor response in the slightest. That was TLO going for the standard reply, the standard way to deal with it. You know, there's weirder ways to deal with it. You one-base Nidus Worm, which I think could have worked on Catalina because of dead space in the main, typically, blah, blah, blah. But TLO put up a good fight. He made the right moves. It just wasn't enough, sadly, in game number 2. And